Hello. Welcome back to our Rule the Waves 3 playthrough of Italy starting in 1890, Mare Nostrum. In the last episode, we had a little victory, but it wasn't really a victory. I would consider that more of a draw in that convoy battle where we traded light cruisers. We got the win, but it's kind of cost. So we also started the design for a new corvette. This one should be a little bit more efficient and help us, go into the 1930s and possibly even into the 40s. And we also had the first of the Regina Alinas that are being finished up here. So next month we'll have the Regina Alina, and then the month after that we should get the Julius Caesar. And after that, we need to figure out what else we're going to build. I'm thinking I've been thinking about it a little bit, what I would like to build after this, and um, the war might end. Like the war might end at any moment here. Like once we get those pop-ups, the events, but that's gonna we have to consider how much it's gonna put us into a deficit. But I would really like to design one more battleship class, and I want to build it to be like more efficient. Because currently our battleships, they have a pretty standard speed of 27 knots, which is kind of fast, really, if you think about it. Like those are pretty fast battleships for this game. Like in real life, battleships were going like over 30 knots without too much trouble, in the later war. But like World War II stuff. But for this game, yeah, you do have to lower the speed on pretty much everything by about 5 knots, really, or even more. But I thought if I built like a battleship that has like 26 knots maybe, and I don't have to go for these 16-inch guns, I could go like 15s or even 14s. Just make it kind of more compact and efficient. And maybe I could build like three of those or something. Like I got the Regina Alina's building, and these are 3,300 each per month to build. I might be able to build, like three of a new class and have enough left over that I can really like expand further on the like anything else I'm working on. But actually, I could start looking into the design now. So let's have a little look see here. So it immediately wants to go big. We're not going to do that. It wants to go to 29 knots. No, we're going to go down to 26 knots because they're not battle cruisers. 4-inch deck might be a bit much. Let's go with like a 3.5-inch deck. Conning tower, we can go down to like 5 inches just for splinter protection, really. It has two torpedo defense. It has 14-inch guns already, which is kind of what we wanted. Clear out the torpedo launchers. And we're at 30, we have 3,000 tons left over already. Now we do want to have enough ammunition, so we're going to go with like 120 rounds. It has 16 5-inch guns in double mounts. So that's pretty good. We do want air defense, so we want to go a little bit. Of course, that's messing with our top side, so we'll have to look at that in just a minute. The top side stuff, like lower the medium and light AA, because we're going to lose top side when we go down in tonnage. So let's go see how small we can get this thing. 29,000 tons already. 28.5, 28,000 tons. So that's 4,000 tons smaller than the Regina Alinas. And we have eight 14-inch guns. 16-inch guns are quality one. That's probably why I think that's why I went so hard on them earlier. But we're already 3,000 per month cheap, 370 per month cheaper to build these. And them being under 30,000 tons, that might have taken some time off the build. Yeah, like that. So we went from 35 down to 34 months. That's why the price popped up a little bit because we're getting it sooner, so that you're paying a little bit more per month. Yeah, top side is exceeded. So we'll get rid of some of the light AA because we got these tertiaries, the 3-inch dual purpose guns, and we can increase the rounds on that to 250. That leaves us with 109 tons left over for future upgrades. And these come out to basically about 100,000 each to build in total, at 3,000 per month. So if I built three of these to replace the slot for like the Regina Linas, I'm already saving 900 per month. Actually, like like over 1,000 per month. And I could build three of these if I wanted, but I could probably start out building two. So how does that fit in with my current fleet? So the Regina Linas, there'll be three of those. So that's one battle group. That'll probably be battle group number three. It'll remain number three. Then I could build, if I built three of these, that would be battle group number four. And then the Andrea Dorias that I have in service, that's one and two. So that fills out that gives me 10 battleships in total if I work on three of these. All right, yeah, that'll do, I think. That'll do. I do want a better name that I can actually pronounce. That might be an awesome name. Christopher Columbus. That'll do. Oh, the Imperio. That was just sank by a that name got freed up because it just got sank by a submarine. So this is pretty decent. Like 14-inch guns, not too bad. It has a 13-inch belt. It has immunity to its own guns from 14,000 to 22,000. Yeah, not too shabby. I think we're going to go with that. So we'll save that and let's make a copy of the game here while we're thinking about it, and save and go. Here we go. Cruiser action. Maybe some battle cruisers? Nope, light cruisers. Attack enemy ships, please. Alright, so we've got got a lot of minefields out here. Hopefully an enemy will actually hit a mine for once. That'd be kind of cool. Alright, what do we got up there? Looks like looks cruiser sized. It looks about the size of our own. It might be a heavy cruiser because it looks a little bit thick. You can see our cruisers are a little bit thin, and that looks slightly thicker. I suspect cruiser, or maybe, yeah, heavy cruiser probably. You can see it. It seems like it seems like it's bigger than this one, so it's probably a heavy cruiser. Scoring some hits on their destroyers. That's kind of cool. Says it's a Carolina class, but I'm not sure I believe it. It just looks a little bit bigger. They might just be two light cruisers. This is the problem with this game where the enemy just like they just run. They're constantly running away. All right, they could have launched torpedoes, so let's maneuver a little bit here. Now we can straighten out again. Uh, that scouting isn't all that accurate. I should look at our air bases in Italy, in the old country, the home country here, and see if I can maybe expand them. Because we're supposed to have all these air bases. Well, there's just the one there, I guess. I was gonna say we're supposed to have these air bases, but like we never really see the aircraft doing much. All right, that should do it for the enemy. They just got hit by three 6-inch shells. So we're going to get out of here. There's another one. There you go. Now we just go home. Although that thing's still going, isn't it? There we go. Now we go home. Just a destroyer. Just one destroyer kill. What are these? Torpedo bombers. We're approaching enemy ships over here. Oh, we hit an enemy with a torpedo. Hopefully it wasn't this dead destroyer. Hopefully it was like up there. I mean, they had destroyers and light cruisers, so almost anything we hit is going to be hurting. Of course, they are right up against their own port, so they can get away if they want to. So, what did we do? Light damage. What got hit? Ship details. Torpedo. Yeah, they hit the one that was already sinking. It's kind of what I figured. That's sort of the way it goes. All right. Triple turrets on light cruisers. Me like a lot. And we're still blockading. All right, we need to build. Let's build 13 of these. That's half of what we need. Actually, we're not in like any super rush. We'll build 10. We'll build 10. We might end up building 30 of those in total, so we have 7 spares. We have a fuel shortage. Ay, caramba. Well, let's get the Regina into her division. So how do we get a fuel? How are we getting blockaded in here? The U.S. has 1 battle cruiser. Oh, Germany contributed a couple battle cruisers as well. You know, I wouldn't mind going up against those in a real fight. Convoy defense. We have no forces in the area. Here's a cruiser action. Enemy declines. There's the Caesar. Oh, the Bureau design bureau thinks we might as well build light cruiser up to 10,000 tons. Here's our improved naval patrol craft. So we get 10 more knots of speed, slightly more range, some firepower, which doesn't really matter. Oh, we just sank a battle cruiser with a submarine? Hey, revenge. That's the revenge for the Imperio getting sunk. Getting sunk. Okay. Well, we lost a Corvette. Tragic trade, a Corvette for a battle cruiser. So our battleships are unable to take part in operations due to fuel shortages right now. All right. The fuel shortage has ended. We're still blockaded, however. Let's assign to Division 3. There we go. Take a look at this situation here in the Mediterranean. The U.S. has lost a battle cruiser. That was the U.S. United States. That must be humiliating. 1914, so it's kind of an older battle cruiser, but it was a good one. 27,000 tons, 28 knots. Yeah, I mean, it was a fairly decent battle cruiser. Alrighty. What do we got going on here? Still a little ways away from the carriers being in service, and once they come in service, they need to, number one, they need to work up, but also we need to get the air groups sorted out, which will take a while. Like they'll have to fill out the air group and get experience on them. But for now, we're going to build I think at Bari. No, we'll actually build it over Ancona, Zara. We'll build an air base at Zara and try to get that filled out. I don't know if we can expand our current air bases or not. Let's have a little look-see here. Base overview. Let's see. We want Ancona. Can we? No, that's the airship base. Okay. Well, in that case, we need to. I do want to get rid of our airship. There it is. Get rid of the airships. Scrap it. And then we have motor torpedo boat squadrons. I want to build a MTB in, I think in Kona. So I guess I have to go here to do it like this. Oh, we don't assign it we don't assign a specific location. We just do like the east, like the whole region. So we'll do Italian East Coast, 2 motor torpedo boats. I don't know what they'll do. Maybe they'll sink something. Who knows? Fleet battle. This is what we want. It's 18 minutes in. This is gonna be, strap yourselves in. This is gonna be a long episode. Yep, this is gonna be a long episode. And we get the Andrea. Yes, we do. And the 2 Vittorios, the old battleships. And we get our carriers. Excellent. All right. Attack enemy ships. Unknown ship sighted immediately. Right there. Okay. So we have a scouting force out here. Let's get control of those. This is 1 destroyer. Then I'm going to leave them on AI for now then. Then we got 1 single little cruiser. I'm going to just go line ahead here on our destroyers. And line ahead on our cruisers. And then here's our main fleet, it looks like. Yep. So this is 2nd Battle Division, that's 4th Battle Division. There's 1st. So we're going to put this on AI control. So they'll Never mind. It already has two things following it, so these battleships here, these old boys, we're gonna just go 20 knots with them and just kind of chill out a little bit. We want our big boys involved in this. Let's see, we're gonna AI control. AI control these destroyers. AI control. We're going to take control of these ones because we need some maneuver forces here to try to cut the enemy off from going north. Like we don't want them going this way. We want to actually that's a long way for them to get home. This could be a very big opportunity for us here. All right. That was always like the Japanese plan in World War II was to get the U.S. carriers out into deep water and sink them where they couldn't be recovered. And they couldn't run home. Turn max speed, and let's get some scouting going. It's a little bit too far, very much too far. We're gonna go left. There we go. And we'll do a medium cap because I don't think Austria has carriers. So actually, let's do a light cap. The only planes we're going to be in danger from are air-based ones, and they might not have the reach to get to us. So we'll do that. So let's advance the game 1 minute, and then we need to auto-select a strike and get it ready. Meanwhile, we need to turn our carriers away from the enemy, although they're going to the east anyway to launch. Oops. All right, so maybe we will turn the battleships, the old battleships, the pre-dreadnoughts, east, northeast. Right, so there's the enemy. This force down here actually has a little bit of an opportunity here to start flanking. So I think that's mainly what these guys down here are going to do. The enemy is scrambling. I see the battle line right there. So we'll go max -2 on these old battleships to account for their probably worse fire control. Probably not top tier. All right, somebody's shooting at someone. Oh, our battleships are firing. We got those 16-inch guns on these things. I would really like to just make it the core of first there. There we go, that works. So I won't have to micro. They should just follow in a battle line. Oh, I heard something else. Battle cruisers. All right, so I do need to be careful there. In fact, if I could just leave that force isolated, that would be pretty cool. Oh, actually, they're coming this way. Okay. So we got some destroyers here out in the middle. We'll grab this destroyer group and start heading northish with them. We might be able to come down on them at some point. And then we'll make them subordinate to the 2nd Battle Division. They won't be able to keep up, but they should at least get into a line. We're going to change our course here a little bit so we're not just running head first into these guys. So we lost some machinery on the Andrea immediately. She might start losing, yeah, she's going to lose some speed there. So we're down to squadron max on that until it can recover. But we're hitting them back with 16-inch guns. Dalmatian, that's 14-inch guns. That's 14s and unknown. We're going to fire one wave of torpedoes out this way towards these ones coming in. So that Jupiter out there. The Carolina. And the Jupiter again, I think. We've already taken a hit on one of our destroyers, which has hurt it pretty good. We're gonna turn with these destroyers here and see if we can't fire off some at these battle cruisers that are trying to sneak in from the side. Okay. How's my air groups looking? All right. We're going to, yeah, let's select the ready ones. We're going to target the enemy battle cruisers that are further away. I guess we won't. Never mind. Let's just fire it. Let's shoot at the battleships then. Okay. Priority target is battleships. And launch the strike. We will coordinate the strike. It might take a while. Might take a little bit longer, but this is kind of an important one here. We have to make sure we do this right. We have a nice wave of torpedoes coming right into this formation here. The Andrea is getting hit again. Let's change the course a little bit here. Let's just change course slightly just to throw off the enemy gunnery. And can we fire at those battle cruisers out there? We can. It's head on, like head on right at them. So it's not going to be great. But it might make them turn a little bit. You never know, you might get lucky. You miss 100% of the torpedoes you don't fire. Yeah, it's they're turning immediately. They just know. They always know. Okay, well, we're not doing too bad yet. The Andrea is taking a little bit of some worrying damage, but another belt critical hit. That's on a destroyer. Okay, that's fine. Well, I see that we're scoring some hits with these 16-inch guns, which is lovely. All right, these are just going to fire off their torpedoes, and then I'm going to send them home as a group. There you go. It's just It's just one less thing to have to micro. I've never been particularly good at microing in games. I need a lot of pauses in a game. 12-inch hits on the Lissa class. That's up there. That's a nice long-range hit for these old battleships. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. All right, let's grab this destroyer. I think it's just a solo. And we're going to come up here and try to do some damage. We're going to grab this one here. And we're going to head that way as well. See if we can capitalize. There we go. Yeah, so we can capitalize a little bit on this. It's only one torpedo hit. Let's not get too excited. One torpedo hit per ship. So let's not get too excited yet. But if we can land another torpedo hit, it starts becoming a big deal. So we think we've hit this one, and then this one back here. It says it's sinking, but I highly doubt that. Our light cruiser's getting hit by some splinters. All right, now might be the time to start trying to encircle up here. I would love to get this destroyer to wrap around here and see if I can't put torpedoes into this battle cruiser that's allegedly sinking. All right. Oh, we just hit this one with a 16-inch round too. Man, I wish I could see the live damage. I wish there was a live log sometimes. I just want to see what my guns are doing. All right, still stuck at 18 knots on these battleships because of the Andrea. So Giorgio is still. I'm actually going to fire these torpedoes at this cruiser group down here. So the Odenburg. There we go. And then I will see if I can't. No, can't really do anything about the battle cruisers. But it's just aiming to disrupt the enemy a little bit. Because it's nice to, it's important to focus on the big threats. But also, you have to remember that these little ships are doing a lot of damage on their own, too. So if you can force them to break away, change their course or whatever. Um, Dang, I really wanted that destroyer to curl around there and go after that damaged battle cruiser, but um, you do start taking like morale damage and stuff if you ignore your crew that are in distress. Oh, this group, this is looking real nice here. It's looking pretty. They're turning. Of course they're turning. Why wouldn't they? Okay. Let's see here. We're pushing them towards the coast. All right. So can we launch? We can. Nice. That's down south. And then this little destroyer here is getting absolutely pummeled. I can at least. Oh, that's good. That one hasn't been hit yet, as far as I know. All right, little destroyer, try to get out of there if you can, bud. Same for you. All right, and then you. I need you to go try to hunt this guy here down. I have my port side torpedoes on him ready to go. And then we need to wrap around with these destroyers. Where are our air groups at? Here they are. 7 torpedo bombers. Please just pick a big target and go for them. Don't go for one of these like one of these sinking ships. These are looking pretty decent. Dang. Oh, there we go. Hey, cool. So which one is that? It's right here, this lead formation. All right, let's turn. We're going to detach this one because our destroyers are kind of our lifeline here. So we want to save as many of them as we can. All right, Francisco, you need to go home. Go home, bro. San Giorgio. This destroyer here still has torpedoes. So let's change course on our battle fleet here, the main fleet, a little bit, because we're getting close to these destroyers. And if we just keep going in a straight line, they'll have the range to reach us. I do want to conserve some torpedoes on this guy here, just in case I can get over here to that Crane class. Again, we're going for my classic envelopment maneuver here. It's a little bit tougher with 2 different battle groups to deal with, like 2 different fleets. But we're making it work. We're scoring some torpedo hits. I mean, we know that we hate getting hit by torpedoes. 16-inch hit on that this one here that's already hopefully damaged from the torpedo. Every time we see those 16-inch hits, we're hoping it does something good, like a critical hit, like damage an engine, take out a turret. All right, these destroyers. All right, we got some aircraft on the way. All right, let's see if we can't add to the misery of these battleships here. So they seem to be going after the heavy cruiser in here somewhere. They might be going after that Odenburg that we damaged before. It's down here. I don't think. Actually, they might be. Here's the torpedo bombers. Let's get rid of all these reports. We don't need them at the moment. This poor little cruiser's just target practice at the moment. We've got some torpedoes left here. Maybe we can cut across this way. Then this one here is, he has torpedoes left, but he's kind of damaged. Nice. That must have been torpedo bomber because our these torpedoes are nowhere near the enemy just yet. That's actually really good. If those are actually hits and not just the pilots being optimistic. All right. In this group, not too badly damaged. One of them's at 12%. So we're going to pull them back and we're going to reattach them to the battleship escorts. And we're going to grab these ones and put them in a proper formation. We're going to send them north, I think. Just rotate them out. And then this one here, he's expended, but he's still good on speed. So we're going to put him on AI control. He's still intact. And just even if they don't have any torpedoes left on the ship, just their presence can help keep just their presence can help keep away some of the smaller enemy ships. Nice. Hit a corvette with a torpedo. You don't see that often. These ships look like they're slowing down. We still have battle cruisers down here we need to be aware of. So where are our carriers? Over here? All right, let's start heading back towards the battle a little bit because they're a turn west to go into the wind anyhow. All right, so it's auto select a strike. We don't have anything ready to go. We just don't carry enough aircraft. We'll have to wait for them to recover. All right, let's fire at these battleships. See if we can't finish some of them off, or if not finish them off, at least slow them down enough so that our battleships can make a little bit better runs on them. All right, these destroyers need to go back this way, and I'll reattach them momentarily. Still going 18 knots with the main fleet. There we go. We have successfully wrapped around. Of course, this Tyrol class is still keeping me at arm's length. They're just too maneuverable. Nice. That Dalmatian might be in serious trouble. And these guys here are empty, so we're going to turn them west. So we should know that pretty much anything going west. All right, let's fire at the crane. And then this guy here is empty, so we're going to turn back northwest. It's looking okay. He died to get these torpedoes off. And they missed. Okay. Well, and then this light cruiser he's just never going to get around this Tyrol. I kind of want to send the next airstrike at that thing just to get it out of the way. All right, these guys, put them on AI control, back on escort duty. They're going to go all the way over to the carrier, which is fine. In fact, we can detach one of these destroyer groups now, put it on max speed, and send them in here. Let's actually grab a couple of these, because they're not doing us any good back here. And once they fire off their payloads, we can put them back on escort. All right, how are we looking here? These have half a load, so it says a full load, but still trying to get in range of this crane. It says it's heavy damage. It's not sinking anymore. This Dalmatian and the RPAT have really slowed down. Wow, they're approaching our carriers? How? Well, hopefully we're okay there. I do only have a light cap up right now. We just got hit by a bomb. They're doing level bombing. This must be medium bombers. Okay. Can we actually... Not yet. He's sinking, right. I was gonna say, I was like, how the heck did that destroyer get in that close? As it turns out, he's just sinking and then his enemies maneuvering around him. Alright, the Dalmatian's dead in the water. So, these are expended. Whoops. This is expended. This is not expended, so we're going to take control. And we're going to see if we can't finish that Dalmatian off. Alright. Alright, I think it's time to swing a little bit southish with the battle division. Like the main fleet. Okay. I know this battle's stretching out, but this is really important here. We need to destroy as many ships as we can. Of course, they misunderstand right at the critical moment. Alright, we just lost a turret on the light cruiser here. How's he looking? Oh, he's looking pretty bad. Alright. Well, he's not going to get the flank that we want, so we're going to send him back to Durazzo. Time to bring these destroyers in. Can we take control of these again? We can. There we go. So we didn't score any hits with those torpedoes on that dead in the water ship, but you can see now that we're starting to score on it with the battleships. So we'll save our torpedoes for something else. Like this big old cluster here of enemy ships. Okay. So a lot going on here in this battle. All right, he's out of torpedoes. Dang. Okay. Well, just go home. And the carriers are still doing okay. Have they recovered their aircraft? They have. So ready to strike. Looks like we managed to survive being hit by a bomb at least. Nothing caught on fire. That's very lucky. All right, let's see if we can't hit this guy. I think he's already been hit like once or twice with torpedoes, so anything else we can do to him to add to his troubles will be pretty nice. We'll do the same over here. And I think we only have two destroyers, so we'll spread the shots out a little bit. There we go. Now we'll just go off to the east. Actually, we'll go into Kataro. There we go. And then we got destroyer here, so that could be trouble. So we're going to turn in pretty sharp like. Andrea Dory is still taking hits, but still alive. Man, we just can't seem to finish this fella off. And this cruiser can also go into port. And we're going to maneuver a little bit here. We're still chasing. There we go. We got him with one. That should help out quite a bit. We're waiting for him to straighten out a little bit and pick a course because this wobbling back and forth is going to make him very hard to hit. Uh-oh. Close enemy? What? Oh. Oh. Okay. Well, in that case, we do have some torpedoes. So we'll go out and challenge that. All right. So we should be good to go. Auto select a strike. Or select ready, sorry. Oops. Select ready. And we will target this battle cruiser. Range 14. and launch the strike. No, we're not going to coordinate. We just want to get some planes in the air. And then these have some torpedoes. Okay. All right, what's going on up here? Yep, you're going to Durazzo. And then the carriers, looks like they are launching now. There's the cap, at least. And then we have one torpedo bomber in the air. And we're going to try to launch all of our torpedoes and then dart into port there. Got him again. And he's dead in the water. Cool. So I think that's 3 battleships down. 3 enemy battleships down, hopefully. And then we've still got some ships here. But maybe we can just swarm the Tyrol. I don't know. We'll see. That the other one I was hunting for before, I don't even know where it's gone at this point. Come on, Palestro, you can get in there. All right, well, we're at half ammunition, but the battle feels like it's way more than halfway over, so we're doing pretty good. Every 16-inch hit feels like should be like a bomb going off. Select ready. Tyrol. All right, select ready. We're gonna target the Tyrol. There we go, and launch the strike. We're doing it anyway. We're not coordinating. Just go. And highly doubt we'll hit, but we have torpedoes to spare. And now we're closing in on the smaller, like the bulk of their fleet. We just want to like hopefully use our secondaries and whatnot and our escort ships to just like sink as many of these little ships as we can, whittle away at their force. Bridge destroyed. We lost a rear admiral. Where was that? Oh, that was down here. Okay, well, in that case, let's just put him back on AI control. You can go over there and escort. We'll bring in the destroyers. And now we're hopefully just chasing. Do we have all of our battleships in here? We do. So all the battleships are still staying on a line, which is pretty nice. The enemy is getting the chance to retreat northish, but we got the ships we wanted out of this. Do need a turn to avoid getting torpedoed. What's going on up here? This guy, I think he's collecting survivors, but he can just go back to Bari. And then hopefully, we're not, have we launched anything yet? We need to start launching. Get some aircraft out there, please. By the way, if you're still watching, I appreciate you so much. I know there's a couple people at least that I think they watch just about every video, and people give me some likes and stuff even. That's always fantastic to see that someone likes a video. It tells me I'm at least putting out something you're interested in. Doing my best here. This campaign as Italy has not turned out fantastic. Like, it's not going great. Haven't really expanded all that much. Haven't won any wars yet, really. Oh, there's a battle cruiser. Oh, is that the one we wanted? It might be. Oh, well, for now, we'll just do this. Because we got the enemy kind of pinned up against the shoreline here. So we're going to detach the Actually, we're going to detach the Lepanto. And we'll put it up to squad max. And the Roma, we're going to change them over to 1st Battle Division. And we're hopefully going to be able to finish off this battle cruiser. I think that's the one we've been hunting for pretty much like the whole game. And still haven't fixed the engines on the Andrea. We do need to keep maneuvering because there are a lot of destroyers around here. I think my destroyers are getting a little bit confused here. My escorts. It might be time to call off the chase up there and just try to focus on what I can kill. Like this battle cruiser down here, I can't even catch it. It's still doing good, the Tyrol. Even though I recall hitting it with a torpedo at least once. So where the heck is my airstrike? Now we're turning into the wind. We might be launching now. So we do want to chase this ship down here if we can. All right, it's time to turn in a little bit here. The Len class. Okay. Yeah, there's still a lot of shit. There's the crane. No torpedoes left on this destroyer, unfortunately. So let's just try to avoid them if we can. Then we've got no torpedoes. Those are battleships. So we will have to do like a little drive-by just to see if we can finish off that crane. He could be sinking, or he might just be sitting there dead in the water, bailing out. All right, we're getting some hits from on the Andrea. But we're scoring some nasty hits on these heavy cruisers, which is important because their heavy cruisers are actually pretty dang good. And they also represent about 10,000 tonnage each. A lot of blockading power. There we go, scoring some 16-inch hits on this Len class. Custon? Custenland? I don't know. It's going to be a sunk ship here in just a minute. All right. It might be time to. I don't know. I feel like I can probably kill a bunch more of these light ships. I'm tempted to just keep it in there for a minute. There's torpedo recon. All right. My carriers are not doing anything. So we're going to send them over here. We're going to send them home. Better to preserve them. You know, they're not good carriers at all. They just carry, they carry 20 aircraft. They don't have a lot going on for them. All right, now is the time to go home. It's going to affect our gunnery with the low light and all that. So I don't want to get too close to these light ships. But this is our opportunity here, possibly, to get in close to this Tyrol for a nighttime encounter. We do want to pursue. And then the Roma, actually, can go over here to where that Kieran was, or whatever it was. And they're not new ships or anything. There it is. They're not new ships, but they can certainly put some gunnery on a mobilized target and finish it off. I don't have any torpedoes to spare at the moment for the job, so they will have to do. So yeah, my carriers never did launch that airstrike, did they? Oh, the Lepanto just got hit by a torpedo. What the heck? Oh, over here. I wasn't paying attention. All right, well, that's a sign for them to go home. We'll make a slight turn there just to get a little bit more gunnery on them, but we are going home with those. I can send them right here to Kitaro. It's pretty close. All right. Last ditch shot at the Tyrol. Oh, got him. Okay, that's good. That might slow him down a little bit. And then we're just going to go home to Kitaro. Same for the Andrea Doria and company. And then the Imperio. I'm still going to try to find that enemy battleship out there and just see if I can't do like a little drive-by on it real quick. Just a little gun run. I have plenty of torpedoes here, so we will launch a full spread right into the nose and see which way it decides to turn. So I'm going to fire the rearmost at the new heading. Got him again. We hit ourselves with the torpedoes, but it is going to be worth it. So the Grado, go home. but definitely, definitely worth being a little bit risky here to get this guy. One less battle cruiser. That could mean the difference between being blockaded and not. But we're sending everyone else home now. This thing here is empty. Yeah, that'll do the job. There's your problem. And then I think this is the dead in the water. Nope, he's not dead in the water. Oh wow, I just got magazine blew up. That's no good. Wow, I just drove them right into a trap, didn't I? Okay, well, old battleships. Farewell. No big deal. Don't really care. It's going to affect my score, but that was a little bit foolish. But I expected to find that battleship out there, all by his lonesome, but didn't happen. Lesson learned, maybe. See if the Vittorio can actually get home. Zero flooding. We're okay. Yeah, the Roma just took a magazine hit. I mean, it's an old ship. Probably found an old rusty spot in the armor to punch through. In the riveted, probably like riveted armor from back then, built in the early 1900s. All right, so we lost a battleship. We took heavy damage to another battleship. We lost three destroyers. Oh, we sank three battleships, three battle cruisers, a heavy cruiser, and five destroyers. Not too shabby. I like. Take a look at the ship details here. This guy here, he just took an enormous amount of abuse, and I don't think my aircraft really did a whole lot. Uh, Air details. Oh, we lost a couple of airplanes. We lost a couple of planes to that bomb hitting the deck. So that's that. Exit the battle. 26,000 victory points. The enemy gets 5,000. We get 2 prestige points. Battle of the Southern Adriatic. The Leonardo da Vinci's in the yard for a while. Francisco's finished working up. Okay. We get 15-inch quality 1 guns. We lost a sub. So that was a very good month for us. No longer blockaded. Because, oops, check the almanac here. Because we just cut their navy in half in terms of tonnage. They have 0 battleships, 0 battle cruisers in service now. Some of it might be in repair, like they might have a battleship or battle cruiser in repair. It won't show up on here, but that helps. That really helps. We lost a battleship. Uh, it was, I would say it was out of my control, but I mean, realistically, I did send it in. I sent them in there by themselves, hunting for a ship in the dark. So that's look, that's on me. That's on me. Yeah, nice. We were far ahead in the war now. Take a look at the map real quick before we end this. So the U.S. has three battleships in here now. Austria-Hungary has 59 blockade power or fleet power, whatever it is, like projection. I don't know. And Germany has nothing going on in here. So Austria-Hungary is pretty much out of the war. They'll better support, like, friendly for them, like their friendly allies being in the area. But other than that, not much going on. And we can't actually invade anything. We don't have invasion range. Actually, we could probably invade Lindos. Go take roads if we really wanted to. Maybe. What did we'll have to see. That might be something for next time. Anyhow, I'm sorry this one took so long. This is a big episode, but like I said, I appreciate you for being here if you're still here. And if you decided to skip this part of the thing and you never hear this, I appreciate you anyway. What do you think of that?